Hi, good afternoon. I'm Joe Hallman. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Synapse. And today we're joined by Michael Davidson, who's one of our control specialists here and the resident expert on all things in the lighting industry. So we're going to be talking to Michael today a little bit about some of the trends that are going on and some of the challenges that fixture manufacturers are having today. So Michael, thanks for joining us. So Michael, some of the things we've been hearing about are some of the lighting components and having these be interchangeable between different fixtures. And can you give me some of the insight about what's going on in the industry today with kind of plug and play type components?
Joe, thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it. And plug and play is something I'm very, very passionate about. And it's something the industry's been talking about forever. I mean, it's just been going on forever. So we're finally at that point with DALI2 and D4i that we have a plug and play solution.
All right, so to get started, I guess, can you tell us a little bit more about the difference between kind of Dolly and DALI2, the new standard? What's the difference there?
Well, Dolly's been around for about 20 years, and DALI2 is really new. And lots of times you'll hear me talk about DALI2 and D4i. So let's kind of break that down for you a little bit. DALI2 is actually a certified product. So it goes through a lab and gets certified. So it ensures compatibility. And there's also some enhanced specs where we include control devices in DALI2, which wasn't part of the original Dolly. So it gives a better, robust solution as well as certified. You know it's going to work, it's going to plug and play.
Okay, so DALI2 is kind of the new standard, and I've heard the D4i term. Tell me a little bit more about the D4i standard or certification.
Yeah,
what is that?
D4i takes the lighting industry to a whole new level. So you've heard about exchanging data and smart data, and your refrigerators can talk to you.
Sure.
Well, D4i is a set of features that provide standard data and standard hardware that now everything will interplay together. So I can take a driver from manufacturer A and replace it with a driver from manufacturer B, and all the software and all the pieces will be there. So D4i, for instance, will give you power monitoring. So now you can do some energy savings and strategies, how to not waste energy, which is really important. People talk about conservation, the power issues in California and Texas. Now you can take action. Also, there's a whole lot of other features that luminaire, that light, can tell you, I'm sick. He can phone home and say, hey, my power that's coming in is bad. Or he can say, hey, this LED array is going to fail. So you know months ahead of time that your lights are not going to operate as you want them to.
It seems like something from the future, it's kind of blowing my mind here a little bit. But can you tell us a little bit more about you've got drivers from different manufacturers, and you're talking about the visibility into all the data that's in these drivers. Can you tell me a little bit more about the plug and play options that you're talking about between different drivers from different manufacturers?
Yeah, it's with the standardization and the certification, you can take a driver from any manufacturer. Of course, you're going to have to program the output current. That'll always be a little bit different than defaults. But now you could take from A and put it into B or vice versa. And there's probably, it sounds like science fiction, but today they're shipping 75 different D4i drivers. And as well, there's going to be another 6 or 7 introduced before the end of the year. So now you have a plethora of devices that can be used to plug and play.
So with the plug and play, what are kind of the next steps that people
Joe,
have to take?
Right. Hold on. Hold your horses. This is going to blow your mind.
All right.
So the physical layer
blown.
is how you connect things together.
Right.
So the Zigbee Interface that's coming next year, it's out today. There's samples out there, but people are building products today that you'll have in your hands next year. So you'll have the same physical interfaces, the same 4 wires for an indoor light or an outdoor light. So you'll have sensors, you'll have controllers, all tie in the LED drivers together. So basically you could take a Zigbee node and put it on your light. And if you don't like it, you can come back and put a Snap node on your light. So you got all this underpinnings, all the software, all the hardware is now going to play together.
So I don't know if we can take much more today of all the new things that are coming. Michael, thanks for going through that. I guess stay tuned, and as we find more topics to talk about with industry standards and can pick Michael's brain, we'll make some more of these videos in the future.
Well, Joe, thank you very much. It excites me to talk about the new topics, and people say, well, how come we don't have this today? Well, you got to go back. I mean, DVDs, streaming, smartphones, people are slow to adopt, but eventually people come around and say, hey, these features are going to bring us better value, and they'll move. They'll come to it.
Well, I know, like the conversation we had before, when we were talking about standards kind of get everybody on that level playing field, and then really that's where the innovation happens. It happens after everyone kind of agrees on that interoperability, and then people can start kind of stacking and building off of that.
So. Exactly. They'll see the value it brings to their lives.
Right. All right. Well,
thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Well, thanks for joining us today. And if you need more information about the D4i compatible controllers, please visit the website, and thank you for viewing.